What's up, Team Vuong? I am back today with another type of video. This is going to be a mukbang, meaning it originated in Korea. That's when people were eating in front of the camera so that other people won't be lonely when they eat as well. So I am going to be eating this while we talk today. I am not by any means a professional, so I do not really know about all the camera angles. And, we're just going to try our best. I have no idea what we're going to talk about today. So we're just going to play it by ear. Anyway, I am eating this fire noodles right here. One of my favorite foods. I really love spicy foods. And this one right here, I try to eat it like not very often because it's not super healthy if you eat it every day. There's a lot of sodium in here. There's 1,280 milligrams of sodium. So I try to eat it sparingly. And that's okay. So instead of just having the ramen, I have also lettuce, wontons, some melted cheese, and a bit of furikake, the seaweed kind of sprinkled in there. So that's what it is. And I don't know, I think the angle is not too good, but you know what? That's fine. All right, guys, I'm gonna be eating this with my special chopsticks. Yeah. My lightsaber chopsticks. Because they're fiery red, just like the noodles are going to be. Okay, anyway. Let's dig in. So if you guys also want to join me in eating as well, grab a chair, get comfortable, and sit down. We'll talk. Let's talk. What do you guys want to talk about? I have no idea what to talk about, but what I want to is to get a bite of this first. Okay. Little bite of everything. You guys, these chopsticks, when I saw them, I knew I had to get them. But the thing is, they're not very practical. They don't really pick stuff up very well. So it's a cool look. But I wouldn't use this every day. It's really good. You guys, I have to tell you, I mean, I haven't really put up too many videos. But all the videos I put up so far, when I filmed them, I have felt really, really awkward. Because I am seriously not used to talking in front of a camera like this. I can talk in front of you guys, alright, but when I have to speak to myself like this, and there's no one that I can see listening to me, I just start to feel really awkward. And the feeling of awkwardness is definitely real. And I feel that sometimes when if you want to unpack that feeling, it's kind of like feeling like unsure about yourself. And I think the whole point of the whole reason why I would feel awkward is because when you're talking in front of somebody, you get to see their facial expression. They get to respond to you, and if they don't respond to you verbally, they have all non-verbal gestures that they can show, like they can nod their head and they can go, "Oh yeah," or whatever, and that gives me a lot of validation and that they're understanding what I'm saying or know where I'm coming from or whatnot. But then when you're talking in front of a camera, like I know you guys are watching me right now, but I can't see you guys. So I'm just like, wait, what do you guys think? Like, is this okay? Or you have feedback? Do you want to see something else? I don't know. It's just kind of an awkward feeling. Mm. And I'm thinking that once I have more practice with it, this will start to get easier and easier. And I think that's the reason why I, that's the reason why I didn't like post for a long time. I did the one video way back when, and I stopped posting on it. One reason is because I just get really busy, and sometimes during my free time, doing something, filming for videos, is just takes up more time and more energy, and sometimes I just kind of want to chill because I'm not used to it yet. And it's okay that we're not used to something, and it's okay for things to feel scary for us when we first start out. But like another thing is another reason why I probably didn't post is because it's because of this fear of making mistakes, which is a real feeling that we all have. And guys, like, I guess we can talk about that, is the feeling of making mistakes. I know in class, one of my biggest models, guys, is to have you guys learn how important mistakes are, because mistakes are what's going to help you grow. If you don't make any mistakes at all, there's no way of improving yourself. And there's no way of learning from, you know, what might not be, what might not be the correct thing or whatnot. Like, we learn so much from our mistakes, more than we learn from just sitting there and hearing people tell us about what the mistakes are. But the thing is, we grow up in a society where people expect things to be instantaneous. You grow up on the media, social media, that shows these YouTubers, for example, pumping out content like nothing, and suddenly they're like millionaires. And then kids all around the world see this and think, wow, that's just like, it's so easy to be a YouTuber, because bam, you just record some videos. Maybe some people are like recording videos of them eating or something, and then all of a sudden, like, they're a big YouTube star. But what you guys don't know is that there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. And the thing is, sometimes it takes us having to step out of our comfort zone to be able to do those things, and to take risks. And taking risks is scary. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, if you post up content, you don't know who's going to watch it, and you don't know whether or not it's good enough. And we're our own, like, worst critic. Like, sometimes we notice things about ourselves that, like, other people might not even pick up. And sometimes the one person that stops us from, like, stepping out of the box and doing new things and doing challenging things, the one person that stops us is ourselves. And I think that's what happened with me with these videos, is that I kind of stopped myself from doing it because I'm just like, I'm not sure if I can do it, because it might not be perfect. I might make mistakes. There might be some judgment. And, you know, if I always had that thought, or if I always thought that way, I would never, like, produce anything, or never start to do anything at all. And we just stay where we're at because we're not being challenged. So making mistakes is a real thing, guys. And I've grown up like being really scared of making mistakes. And that fear of making mistakes is from, you know, what we've grown up with, like what people have told us growing up. If you grew up hearing that mistakes aren't okay, then then you're going to believe that, and you're going to take it out into the world with you as one of your values, that I can't make mistakes. I have to be perfect the first time for everything I try, which is impossible. There's no way you can do that. And even taking it to school, guys, like not just like YouTube wise, but when we're so afraid of our own failures and our own mistakes, then we kind of stay in one spot, and then we don't try out things that we might really like, or yeah, we might end up really liking, or we might end up being good at. So fear, guys, is a big barrier. And as you guys get out there into the world, just know that you're going to run into all these problems. And it's okay, you know? But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I'm not scared of failing. Like, I grew up in a family where failure is not okay, because my family came from Vietnam, and they were really poor in Vietnam, and they didn't have very much. And when they came here to the United States, they wanted me to be better than them. They wanted me to have all the things that they couldn't have when they were kids, and all the opportunities here in the United States, they think is what will make it possible. Like all these dreams that they wanted to live out but couldn't. So they push, or my family did, pushed me to be my very best self. But sometimes when people push you to be your best self, sometimes they push you to be what they think is your best self. And sometimes you already reach that limit and you are already working at your best. And then when you hear people kind of like look down on you and say, wait, this is not enough, keep pushing. While there's a lot of good benefits in continuing to challenge ourselves and so that we can do bigger and better things, sometimes it's good and it's self-care for us to say, hey, I think I have reached my best right now. This is my best. And understand that for yourself, because society and our peers and our families, and there's going to be pressure everywhere, and that pressure is going to like hold you back if you kind of fall for it. Always have high expectations for yourself, guys. That's also an important thing too. Because that's how you're going to achieve big things, is if you continue to do things that you don't feel like you're capable of doing. But the thing is, you have to do it when you feel like it's ready, or you feel like you're ready for it. If you're being forced to do it, like, you're going to push back. And that's what humans do. Whenever something doesn't feel right, or you feel like there's some negative energy, it really pulls you down. So, guys, as a teacher, I always try to like kind of reverse things that has happened to me as a kid. And And one thing that I wasn't told growing up was that I, like, hey, good job. Like, you tried your best. You worked really hard. I didn't really hear that growing up. So now as a teacher, I make it a priority, make it part of who I am, to make sure I let you guys know that you guys are enough, and that you guys, you know, are capable of hard work and are capable of doing hard things. Never underestimate yourself, guys. I mean, do you guys agree with me? What are some different, like, pressures that you guys are feeling right now? From family, from your friends and your peers, from people you see online, like strangers on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok, on wherever, right? Do you guys feel the pressure as well? Something to unpack and to reflect on. Sometimes we don't even know that we're being affected by others until we sit down and really start to dig deep. Guys, one of my favorite stories to tell about when I overcame something really scary for me was when I was in Malaysia. Actually, this is actually a shirt from when I went to Malaysia. I went with LRTT, which is Limited Resources Teacher Training. And I went there with a group of teachers, very passionate educators who wants to make a difference in the world. I went there with them to kind of develop teacher trainings and share ideas with the teachers in Malaysia. So we did a lot of work there, but also we had a lot of time for fun. I'm sweating, guys. This is spicy. Like, we had a lot of time for fun as well. And there was once where we, after the whole thing was over, we went to an island called Langkawi. And on that island, it was like this beautiful beach. It was a very nice chill time. And when I was there, there was this banana boat that I had to try out. Or a lot of my peers were going on that. It's this big, very big, long boat. It's like yellow. It looks like a raft. And then it's tied onto like another boat with an engine that would pull the banana boat around the ocean. And something you guys have to know is that I used to have a very like deep fear of the waters because I didn't grow up learning how to swim. And especially in the ocean where it's dark, it's deep, and I don't know what's in there, like I get really scared of that. And guys, this happened like literally like 2018, like 2 years ago, not very long ago. So all these, all my colleagues, all my peers, they were going to try this banana boat out. And then I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And then we have life jackets and everything, so we put it on. And then the guy who was driving the other boat, the engine that's pulling the banana boat, he told us, all right, are you guys ready? I'm going to flip the boat twice, is what he said. And I was like, you're going to do what? And mind you, I am very scared of the water. So immediately I was like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And I was literally taking off my life jacket. I'm like, I think I'm done. I'm not going to go through with it. The people around me were very supportive. They said, you know what, like no matter what, like if you did it and you fell into the water, like we'll catch you, like we'll come and we'll swim and we'll get you. We'll make sure that you won't drown. And they were also like, you know what, if you really don't feel like doing it, then it's going to be okay. And do it when you're ready. Like maybe you should watch us go first, and then maybe you can go on the second boat that will come later on. And so they did a very good job, like respecting like my boundary, and they didn't try to push me and pressure me into doing something that I was scared of doing. But the fact is that they still kept like encouraging me. So it's not like they stopped it from happening all together and say, all right, you don't have to do it. But they were like, like you can try it. Like you can either try it now or maybe you can try it later. And let's do this. It's gonna be really fun. And plus, you have a life jacket, so there's no way you will drown. Usually when we are scared, our lid will flip. I'll talk about lid flipping maybe in another video. But our lids will flip and we will feel very dysregulated. And when we feel dysregulated, our midbrain, our amygdala is taking control of our bodies, meaning that it's just all emotional. We can't think logically, like where it is at the prefrontal cortex. So I was literally here and I wasn't thinking logically, but then after taking some breaths and kind of thinking about it and hearing what my peers were saying, I started to rationalize it and say, okay, maybe there is a way for me to do this. And I'm like, I'm wearing a life jacket. Like, even if I did fall into the water, it would be okay. Because I won't drown, I would still float. And then two, if I did, like, I have all these people around me who will help me. And cool thing is that the day before, I already had some practice, like being in the ocean and everything. Not with my head in the water, but like just being in there and just feeling what it's like to be in the waters. And I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. So I was like, all right, I think I'll try it out. I'll just go for it, whatever. And they're like, okay, sounds good. So I buckled up my life jacket. I went back on the banana boat. People around me, all those teachers were like, okay, you got this, you got this, you got this. And then like someone who was sitting behind me was like holding on to my life jacket. It's like, okay, here you go, so you can feel secure. And everyone was kind of checking in on me. Are you okay? Are you okay? How are you feeling? And I just felt very supported. And I think that feeling of support helped me just go, all right, I'll do it. Because I felt safe. It's hard to take risks when you don't feel safe, For one, if I felt like they were going to judge me for it or laugh at me, I'm going to feel a lot less comfortable with like going through with it. Like, no doubt. And also, if I was still here and I didn't regulate myself, I would probably have just kept being scared and not do it. But everything aligned for me, guys. And so you pulled the boat and it was going around the big ocean. I was going really fast. And the speed it's okay to me. Like, I'm not like deathly afraid of, speed or whatnot. And it was going, and then I still felt them holding onto like my life jacket in the back. So I felt secure. And then finally, it happened and the boat flipped and I plunged into the ocean and I held my breath, and like I expected with the life jacket, I floated back up again. And then all of the teachers that were behind me or on the boat were like, okay, make sure that like that I was supported. And they swam and got me and say, okay, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm feeling great. And then after that first initial like plunge into the water, what my biggest fear, it got lifted off of me for just a second. For just like a moment, it got lifted off of me. Because I'm like, oh, whoa, I just did that. And I felt really, really good. And I felt really proud of myself. I I mean, at that moment, I didn't actually feel proud of myself yet. I was just kind of like adrenaline rush through my brain, like, whoa, what did I just do? And then we went back on the boat again, and it went around, and then he was like, he was gonna flip the boat. I think, was it two or three times? But then he flipped the boat again, and then the second time wasn't as bad. Um, and at the very end, we came back onto the beach and everyone was congratulating me. And I felt very supported. I felt safe. I didn't feel like anyone judged me for it. And everyone I felt like was genuinely, sincerely proud of me that I kind of overcame my fear. Um, and guys, like, after I reflected on it, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just super proud that I tried something like that. I can't believe I did it, but I did it. And that's just the best feeling, guys, is when you take a risk and you do something that could be really scary for you, and like all of a sudden, um, like you did it. And then you're ready to try other things that could be really scary as well. Mm. By the way, this happened on my birthday. So it was on August 3rd when we went to this place, and it just happened to be my birthday. And I was like, after that happened, I was like, this is going to be the year of risk taking, of trying new things, even if it might seem scary to me at the beginning. And it's a great lesson, guys. Like, this was a moment that I feel like was a turning point in my life, and I felt like this is something I will never forget. And I've told this story to every single Team Vuong class that has been through me ever since I did that. Because it really meant something to me, and I want it to mean something to you guys as well. To show you guys that I'm a grown adult and I can still feel afraid of things, and I can still feel insecure, and I can still feel the feelings of a flip lid and being dysregulated. Like, that's all true. It's not just for kids. It's also, with adults as well. I mean, some adults handle it better than others, and some adults regulate better than others or know how to. Not saying that everyone does know, but the fact is, that this is why I feel like every single one of you out there that are watching this video, I truly, truly believe in you, and I believe that you can do it, or you can do anything if you put your mind to it. This might seem a little cliche and corny, like, oh yeah, people say that all the time, but it is so true, guys. As long as you keep working hard and you don't give up, and you keep trying it, and you keep on putting yourself in a position where you feel uncomfortable, like, there's really nothing you can't do. The feeling of discomfort is so real, guys. It's like, you're gonna feel it. Like, you're gonna feel uncomfortable at times, and it's okay. It's okay to sit with that feeling. It's okay to feel it and go, whoa, that feels really uncomfortable. But the fact is, are you able to stand back up and keep pushing on and pushing through and conquering your fears and conquering all your feelings of discomfort and insecurity, just so that you can do something great and push yourself to the limit? That's up to you guys. And you guys, like, I think I might make another video just based on, or just about, like, my journey getting here to be a teacher, because it has been a really hard journey, and it took a lot of perseverance, not giving up, and a lot of, like, resilience, and continue to push on even though I would fail. So that's gonna be a topic for another video, maybe another mukbang. But after that day with the banana boat, like, fast forwarding a year later, that's when I got this during the summer, this tattoo. It says Team Vuong on it for many reasons, because Team Vuong is very special to me, and it represents a lot of things, and it represents everything that's really important to me. But what I want to talk about just for today is how, like, this yin and yang right here, there's to show me that there's always highs and lows. You can't have highs if you don't have lows. And Team Vuong represents perseverance. It represents all the times that I have failed and gotten back up and kept going. And it wasn't an easy road, guys. Like, it took a lot of hard work to get here. Like, sometimes we just see, like I said, like, you look on YouTube and you see a successful YouTuber, or you look at me and say, oh, Mr. Vuong, like, he's, you know, always been that teacher and whatever. But the thing is, you don't know the story that went behind it. So that's my email. So, like, that's why one of my values is perseverance. Never giving up. What? Have you guys ever tried something that was very scary for you? But you went through and tried it anyways? Or was there something that you haven't tried yet, or that either you want to try and you haven't done it yet, or you do not want to try it because it feels very uncomfortable and it feels scary? You guys have any moments like that? If you do, make sure you put it in the comments below. Tell the story. Make sure you elaborate. Don't just like say a one-word answer, because then it's really hard for people to interact with. But really though, like, I want the comment section to be a place where you guys can share stories with each other about really hard moments that you overcame. Because that might be what will inspire other people to do the same. And that's how you become a world changer, guys, is if you are able to allow yourself to be a little vulnerable. And share things about yourself that, again, might make you feel uncomfortable. Of course, do it when you're ready. But the thing is, sometimes our minds can play tricks on us. Like, if I had just kept telling myself, I'm not ready to do that banana boat, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, even at that moment, I probably wouldn't have ever done it. There probably would have been another opportunity that would arise where I would do that. So that's why it's important to just kind of seize the moment. And sometimes, if you feel like you're safe and secure, and it's just your mind playing tricks on you and making you feel uncomfortable, you just have to sit down, have a talk with your brain after you regulate it, and say, you know what, brain? I think I got this. I know you care a lot for me, and I know you want the best for me, and I know you want to keep me safe, but what I'm doing right now is actually safe. Or I'm trying out a new math problem. That's pretty safe. I know it's hard, and you think that I'm going to be unsafe if I do it, but it's going to be okay. Like, I got this. Or I need to try out for that talent show. I thought about it, and there's all these what ifs. Like, what if people laugh at me? What if I mess up? Blah, 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 blah. All those fears. You know what, brain? I'm going to give it a try anyways. And I'm going to practice really, really hard so that all the things that you think is going to happen won't happen. You know? Things like that, guys. It takes a lot of positive self-talk, too, to, like, let yourself, like, to encourage yourself. Like, it's important to have people encouraging you, but it's also important that, like how I said, we are our worst critics. You need to also encourage yourself through positive self-talk. You guys, I'm almost done. This video is 34 minutes. Totally unplanned. I had no idea what I was going to talk about. And that was scary for me, guys. It was scary for me to plunge into making this mukbang. Because I've been talking about it. Like, oh, I'm going to film mukbang and put it on YouTube. And I just never do it. because I would get scared. But I know you guys are here to support me. So I feel safe enough now to do it and to put myself out there like that. I'm done, guys. I can turn off the lightsaber. Drink my water. Good to drink water. Make sure you stay hydrated. How's that for a fire noodle challenge? I sat here and told you guys a story. Just kidding. I had a lot of practice. So, guys, that's it for me for right now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had fun eating with me. For dessert, I have this apple pie kind of thing. Tastes good. I hope you guys are doing well at home. I know it's scary out there right now. Fear is definitely a feeling that a lot of people are having. But moral of today's video is to conquer those fears. Rationalize it, but after you regulate it, are able to think logically, and then take steps on doing things to make you feel safe and secure. Just like how I said I have a life jacket, and I thought about that and how that would help me. And knowing that my peers around me are going to support me. And, you know, going into the ocean the day before, just a little bit, just to get an idea about how it would feel. Now it applies here too, guys, with everything that's going on with the world. Conquer that feeling of fear. It doesn't define who you are. And most importantly, take risks. Don't give up. Be smart about it. With the whole quarantine going on, like, don't go outside. Make sure you keep social distance. Social distancing means at least 6 feet apart from people when you are going out. And you shouldn't be going out anyways, because there's a stay home order that's being enacted right now. So stay home. Find ways to keep yourself entertained. And I'll finish this apple pie. And then maybe do a little bit of reading and then go on YouTube for a little bit. And then that's the rest of my night. So, have a good night, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.